What's going on, everybody? This is Al from PlaybookGamer.com, and today I'm excited to announce the release of version 6 of my master playbook file. I have well over 100 updates to this version, and I'm really excited to show you some of the cool things that I have updated. Now, let's go ahead and get into the game, and let's talk about some of the major changes. The first thing I want to talk about, it's not offense. Oh no, let's talk defense first. I have updated over 30 defensive plays, and I pretty much scrubbed down a couple of different concepts that just didn't work very well and made them a little bit better. So let's talk about those. Let's start off with the 4-3 defense, and let's go over to this play right here first. Safety spy. This used to be a double safety spy. This free safety used to be an actual spy. Well, those double spy looks just don't work very well, especially if it's a cover zero look like it used to be. It's very easy to go over the top against. There's no pressure coming to you hardly. And now I've made it a little bit harder. Now it's a cover one, and we have this spy doing a full spy read. Now, what I mean by full spy read is if you got a double spy look, either by defensive ends or safeties or whatnot, one guy on one end defends his side of the field while the other guy defends his side of the field. Well, in this case, if you just got one spy, I changed it to where he defends everything. Just in case this quarterback decides to go to the left or to the right, he will follow him. So that is a really big one. It's just going to make things a little bit harder. That means a little bit less cover zero that you will see against or from the CPU. Let's talk about a new thing I've changed. Cover 6. This used to be like a max cover 2 or something. I've never been a fan of those. Well, now we have a cover 6. You've heard me talk about this concept over the years, so now it's finally in the game. And what cover 6 is, it is quarters coverage on one side, cover 2 on the other. So you see this deep corner and this free safety. That looks like quarters on one side, and then you got a cover 2 on the other with the safety over the top above the flat defender, which is the corner. So 4 plus 2 gives you cover 6. So just really neat there. That's pretty much the two main things. Here's another one, for example, double defensive end spy. This used to be a triple spy look. I think this middle linebacker was a spy. It's just goofy. You don't need 3 spies out there. You barely need 1. But we got 2 just because if I kept only 1 defensive end spy and made him a full spy read, he would immediately run to the middle of the field and then kind of go in his spy look. And I wasn't a fan of that. So every defensive end spy look that's in this game, it's still the double defensive end. It just looks better. But at least we got a little bit more pressure coming up the middle. So just neat little things like that. So let's go to like the 3-4. Pretty much the same thing. Let's go to cover 2 man. This was a big one for me. So a basic cover 2 man concept, this was the only one in the game, and this was like a cover 1 by this middle linebacker. Well, now I have him blitzing. You got a little bit more help up front, and that was like the biggest problem with the 3-4. You could just get gassed up the middle and such. And now I've made it a little bit harder to run against and a little bit easier to use. We can keep on going. This is another double defensive spy look. This used to be another spy by the middle linebacker. Now I got him blitzing. So that A gap is going to get crushed on that particular play. Let's keep going. I also have a cover 6 in 3-4. I actually think I got cover 6 in most of these formations. Here's another safety spy that used to be double safety spy. Now it's a cover 1 with a full spy read from that strong safety. It's just some really neat things right here. So here's another thing I want to talk about, and it is the biggest problem with the 3-4. Let's just go ahead and select a play here. And this is the biggest problem with the 3-4 in the game. Just a bunch of gaping holes between the defensive tackle and a defensive end. If you don't do anything, if you don't adjust your line, and you do a basic run up the middle from the offense, it's probably going to get a guaranteed 5 yards on either side. It's just so hard to defend. Now, before, when you pinched your line, you used to have your defensive ends pretty much between the guard and the tackle on this side and the same over here. Well, now, if I hit L1 and the down button, now we got a bare front. We changed the pinch of the 3-4. Now it's going to be a little bit harder to run up the A gap against that type of front. Yes, you're going to be a little bit more weak over here. That's just a sacrifice you're willing to make, and hopefully you could just guess correctly on the type of run they're going to go with. But at least now you won't feel as hamstrung with the 3-4. You can now bring it in. You can stop the A gap runs a little bit better, And I've also done the same thing to the 3-3-5. So we'll go over to the 3-3-5. We'll go over here, click 3-3-5. We'll go 3 deep switch. That's fine. And I got the same thing. This is the other odd front formation in the game. You pinch to line, and there is your bare front. So it makes it just a little bit harder to run up the gut against that particular formation. So let's look at a few other things on defense. It's pretty much the same thing. If you go to like nickel, for example, pretty much what I've done, let's just go through here really quickly. I kept all of the double team looks. I was going to change those to like cover ones, but I ended up with way too many cover ones in the game. It just wasn't needed. Plus, these are harder to throw against when they're double teamed compared to the goofy spy look. So let's go like a linebacker spy. This was a double linebacker spy. This used to be a spy. Now I got him as a cover one. Makes it a little bit harder to go up against. There's another safety spy I've updated. Double Z, actually, I don't think I had to change that one. That's one of the few where you got a double team on the Z receiver, but this is still a cover one. Spy Gold, I think that was kind of in. Yes, there's cover 6. Again, I got that in most of the formations, but it's pretty much a scrub down of every formation on defense. I just kind of got rid of all the goofy double safety spies, double linebacker spies, made them a little tougher to go up against, either on the ground or through the air. So I think you're going to be very pleased with some of that stuff. So what I'm going to do now really quickly, I'm going to go over here. I'm going to take this off. And let's just go ahead and select the play and let's get out of here. Okay, so let's talk about offense. So we've had a lot of fun with defense. Really cool stuff there. Now let's talk about some of the offensive changes. We have 2 new formations. Starting off, shotgun empty. This used to be ace empty. That was an under center empty look that was just hard to use because you're under center and you have hardly any protection. Nobody in the real world runs under center empty stuff anymore. You're just asking to get sacked. So what we done was we just dropped back that quarterback, and now we got shotgun empty. Now you got another shotgun formation, and you got another empty look to fool around with. For those of you who just don't like the gun 5 wide, you want something a little bit different. Now you have it here, shotgun empty. Let's go here, and what I've done is I scrubbed down every single play. I put in more conceptual stuff, a little more high-low mirrored looks. For example, there's slot outs, smash. This is a new QB draw. I gave him the shotgun version of that, a little bit quicker. Halfback option is a unique play. It was already in the game, but we'll go here, and this actually works a little bit better now. And it may not work on this shift, but we'll see what happens here. I can do that, and look, now you can pitch to the halfback and you can do some damage. You can't flip this play. That may be something we can fix later on. But either way, it's now a little bit more doable than what it was when it was under center. It was just awful. Slot screen, I added that. And deep attack. Everybody knows good old deep attack from shotgun spread. Now I got it from gun empty. And also, if you notice, this is a very vertical concept. 2 go routes. Then you got a post and a 10-yard out. These routes take a little while to develop. So I thought it was best to have the default halfback blocking for you. So you got 6-man protection for some of the deeper stuff. For a quicker concept like curl flats, it helps if you have him going out and attacking the middle of the field while the curl flat combos are attacking the sideline, if that makes sense. There's speed option. This is another one you can fool around with. You can come over here and there you go. And I got a really slow quarterback, so it's a bad example. But again, you can make that work a little bit better now. Let's keep on going. Salem, that is a new concept. It's been around forever, but it's kind of new in this game. You pretty much got a deep dig with a pivot route underneath it. I got them on both sides, just another mirrored look. Halfback screen, I've updated a bit. Deep outs, everybody knows it from a slot deep outs. Now we got a gun empty version, and since it is a vertical concept that takes a while for the routes to develop, I have the halfback by default blocking for you, so you got a little bit extra time to make a play there. Corner strike, quick slants, a nice little concept on either side there, especially to get your halfback on a little pick concept. Then you got pivot. This is actually the Salem look on one side, but we got double pivots right there. Then we got some, run and shoot. We got natural switch on either side. Then we got switch smash. I changed the name on that one. Then we got Shallow Cross. Really cool stuff. So now you got another gun 5 wide look to play around with. And if you can fool around with the sub packages, you can get the 5 wide receiver look. You can get the tight end slot. Put him in the slot right there if you got a better tight end than a halfback per se. And guess what? We got another one. Shotgun no back. This used to be the regular no back formation. Now we got him in the shotgun again. It was just another formation under center with hardly any protection. It's just really hard to execute, but not anymore. A little bit easier now. This is another formation. I just scrubbed down, went through every single play, put in more conceptual stuff. You got arrows, curl flats, deep attack, shallow cross, slot screen. Then we got smash. Then we got in and out, QB draw, inside hitches, slot fade, wide receiver screen, and switch. All of this right here, it screams veer and shoot. Think Josh Heupel in Tennessee, what they like to do out of the 5 wide look. Well, there you go. You got some neat stuff to play with there. Rollout, corner strike, wide receiver under, slot drag, outer loop. There's deep outs again. Just some amazing stuff. So those are the big offensive changes. 2 brand new formations, but we just turned 2 average ones into 2 really good ones. Okay, but that's not all. We got more offensive stuff to look at. Let's talk about week normal for a minute. More specifically, week in general. If you remember the standard run play halfback smash, it was a glitchy play. Now it's called halfback read. I turned it into that read route by the halfback. Halfback smash looked very similar to this, but unfortunately it was glitchy. For whatever reason, the quarterback just would not hand the ball off to the halfback. Well, that is gone. So I'm going to go ahead and select halfback read. We'll go here. And now you get your basic handoff. You're not going to have any problems with the quarterback not handing the ball off to him. You can flip it as well. Good little block by the fullback. You got some damage to do right here. Just a great concept. And that was in the majority of the weak formations. Halfback smash was. Now, anytime you see halfback read, now you know what that is. I think it was like in 4 or 5 of them. So I wanted to point that out. That was a big change. That was like an actual glitch that thankfully we got fixed. It was a default glitch. Thankfully that is gone. Next up, the rest of this is pretty much scrubbed down of formations I haven't touched. Strong slot is one I haven't got to look at for a while until now. I have updated everything. I already had, I think, a lot of the runs updated. Majority of this stuff is passing oriented. Now you got some more fun stuff to play with if this particular formation is your thing. Same with strong tight. Went through all of this. Gave it some better route spacing and such across the board. I think you're really going to like it. Same with strong twin tight end. Just basic, better route spacing. Just trying to get things a little bit more fluid, especially with a lot of the pass plays and such. Eye tight, same way. This is a little bit more popular than some of the strong stuff. So I think some people are going to like this. I added the halfback screen and some other things. PA rollout's a little bit easier to use. This used to be, I think, a crosser by this backside tight end. Now you got him blocking. This should be a little bit more helpful for you. Won't get sacked as often. I think I updated this post. It used to be like a double or 2-step post. Now it's a little bit deeper and straighter, a little bit more effective. Just little things like that. I twin tight end, exact same thing. Just went through all the pass plays, scrubbed it down, make sure we got a little bit more cohesive plays to work with. And last but not least, I formation, Y trips. A very rare formation. Not a lot of people use it. It has some goofy things in it. Well, not anymore. Pretty much every play now is pretty much effective. Slot post. We got some of these tosses and such. PA crosser. Updated the routes there. I love this little trio. You got a halfback toss. You got the fake halfback toss. You got the play action halfback toss. And just some other cool things in here as well that I think you should check out. I think you're really going to like it. So that is it. Hopefully you liked all of the defensive changes that I've made. I'm really excited about fooling around with some of that. And of course, on the offensive side, we got 2 brand new shotgun formations I think will be very popular to use. Going to be a lot of fun for people who like to go out, spread it out a little bit. Now you got 2 extra options to work with. So before we leave, just make sure in the description below, and I got a link above in the top right of the screen, that's where you will find version 6 of my master playbook file. It will go to this page right here under playbookgamer.com. It is my playbook editor page. This is where You could download the Playbook Editor. This is where you can find my files. I'll have all of my videos regarding the Playbook Editor, and I even have my changes list. I'm going to go ahead and refresh this. Don't know why it didn't pop up. We're going to do that, and there it is right there. My changes list, I got it embedded. If you can sort it by formation, you can see what updates I've made to it and everything. Really cool right there. So when you go over to my Playbook files link, and we'll go to that, we'll just go over here. We'll click on that, and this is what you are going to find. And this is version 6 of the Playbook file. Right there, anything older is going to be in this folder. And of course, that's the raw file of my master changes list. So there is the file. Have a lot of fun with it. I know you will. I know I definitely will. I should be able to use that in my Dynasty here pretty soon. Just kind of depends on which videos I've already updated and such. All right, guys. I'll talk to you later.